Good evening, welcome. Hope you are all well. Just letting Facebook tell me this has gone live, and then I will check on the group as well. So bear with me, just double check. Just streaming into my group as well as on my page, so just wanted to make sure it's going live in there as well. All looks good. Okay, I will try my very best to keep an eye on comments in two places tonight. So that may or may not work, but if not, if I miss any of your comments during the session, I will definitely come back and revisit them. So welcome in, come on in and get settled. Welcome to our Thursday edition of Hug and a Mug. I hope you've got a nice brew in front of you. Quick sip before we start. So for those of you who don't know me, hello. I'm Lynn of Lynn Peters Coaching. I'm an ICF qualified coach with a real passion around supporting you with all things well-being, mindset and confidence. That's where I see people come alive. So it's what gives me the biggest thrill to support people around that area. So say hi in the comments if you're joining me live. Let me know that you're there. And equally ask me any questions that you wish to in the comments as well. As I said, if I don't catch them live during this session, I'll definitely go back through them after the session. And if you're catching this up on replay, then give me a hashtag replay so I can pick up any questions there too. And all your likes and loves and shares and comments of hashtag replay really just helps Facebook share it wider. So it really just helps me grow my business. So I appreciate all of your support. So thank you. So tonight's for you if you want to turn your dreams into results and you've maybe tried going it alone before now and you're struggling to make those changes that stick. And if you caught my post on Monday, I posted about how to change your beliefs around what you can still achieve this year. I think sometimes we get to this point in the year and we almost begin to write it off. So I want to just remind you that we are only halfway through November. We still have a good chunk of the year left. So if you've got things that you wanted to achieve this year, there's still plenty of time to do it. There is still time in 2023. The problem I see is with clients getting stuck in bringing it to life. So they have the ideas, the dreams, if you will, but actually trying to put that into practice, keep that consistency and that momentum going, can really find themselves getting stuck in that procrastination mode, that thinking about it and perfecting everything before they actually go ahead and do it. So this is definitely for you if you're feeling that stuckness at the moment. Is there such a word as stuckness? If there isn't, I've just invented it. So it's how I support my clients to be action takers using my dreams to reality model to keep things really simple for them and to bring it to life in a really clear and consistent way. And once you learn the model, it's something that you can rinse and repeat for anything new that you want to introduce into your life, that you want to have every chance of succeeding in. So I will warn you, it'll be my first time of drawing on camera. And when we actually are on live, it's really weird because it's all opposite. So I really appreciate now how fitness instructors feel when they tell us that to do right and it's actually left. So as you can see, I'm holding up my right hand, but actually on the screen it looks like it's my left hand. So I'm going to get in a model, I know I am. So bear with me if I can't quite get the picture where it needs to be. So yeah, I definitely am going to get my left and my rights modelled up. So let me start by drawing out this model for you. I've got my pens handy tonight. So I want to start with just 3 simple circles. If you've got a pen and paper, join in with me. So draw out 3 simple circles on your piece of paper. So I'm already doing it. Here we go. On your piece of paper, 3 circles. And in the middle of the top one, we're going to write dream. On the right-hand one, we're going to write goal. And on the left-hand one, I'm going to write plan. So that's the start of our model. So we've got our dreams, we want to turn them to goals, and we might need the plans to actually put it into action. So hopefully you're with me so far. So how do we start to bring that to life? So we've all got dreams, I think it's fair to say, isn't it? You know, we all kind of have that daydreaming moment. We can all sit there and we can think about, especially this time of year, we can think about where we want to be this time next year, what we want to achieve. So how do we really start to bring those dreams to life? So share in the chat if you've already tried this year some new things out. Maybe think back to the beginning of the year when you wanted to start those New Year's resolutions. What did you actually try? What did you succeed with? What blockers did you come up against? Because I think that's the key part, isn't it? It's taking that first step towards turning those dreams into reality. So when we actually dive deep into dreams and what clients really are looking for, it really is about how do we bring them to life? And it's what I support my clients to do, is to actually take those right steps in the right orders. And I help them uncover and visualize that deep held dream or dreams, because sometimes it's more than one and they can all feed into the same thing. You know, those dreams, the ones that we never share with other people, those really secret ones that we keep to ourselves in that safe space within us. And we actually get to share those in a safe space within coaching. And I think it's by creating that safe space that people feel like they can open up and finally share those dreams. And once we share the dreams, that's the first stage, because we crystallize that dream. And when we crystallize that dream, it has that chance of becoming a reality. It's become more important already in our minds. And the way we crystallize it is to really set ourselves a date. So it's great having a dream, but when do we want to achieve this by? So if we actually add between the dream and the goal, I'm going to get you to write dates now. So you're going to have your date on the right-hand side of your piece of paper. And when we actually add a date, that's when it starts to begin to move, because we've got a goal, we've got something concrete to work on. That gives us a really big green tick. So it's great to think, yeah, we've moved from dream to goal. Excellent, we're already on the way. So we now know what our goal is. It's got an end date, we know where we're heading. And it can be easy to then get stuck here. Because if we leave it there, it can really become overwhelming, this big distant thing in the future that we want to achieve. And just like when we program in our sat navs, we have to program in the destination. It's all plugged in, but we still need to plan out that route. We still need to make some decisions around that. You know, which route do we actually want to take to get it? We know our destination, but how do we actually want to navigate our way there? Because we've got options to choose from, so we need to nail it down. And that's what we dive into. So that's really the next step. So we've done dream to goal. We're now going to think about, oops, I knew I'd get my lefts and my rights sorted. We now need to think about how do we move from goal to plan. So what's this missing part that sits here? So when we have a goal, if it's just this big overarching goal, it can be really difficult to really pinpoint what we need to do to move it forwards. So the way we actually think about that and we break it down is by using steps. So at the bottom of your page, I want you just to write the word steps. Okay, hopefully you're with me so far. So that goal broken down into steps, those mini destinations, if you will, those pinpoints on the map that we're going to go through as we work towards that final destination that we're heading towards. It's having those steps that in place that then becomes a workable plan. So when we work out the logistics of when things will happen, how they'll happen, what sort of things need to change to make them happen, we're starting to take lots of different factors into account, and we can start to add in those steps and break down the individual things that we need to do to make that overarching goal a reality. So we start to then move and be able to move from the goal to the plan, because we now understand what steps we need to take. We can now create, there we go again, a plan of action. So we're already stepping closer to reaching our dreams, or helping my clients to reach their dreams. And often my clients, again, will stop here. So without that extra layer of support in place, it's easy to become stuck again at this point. That's why I kind of picked these 3 areas, because they're the ones that we get stuck in most often. But if you imagine that's a little bit like you stopping off for a wander around any town that you're passing through en route to your destination. It's great for a while to have a little bit of sightseeing, isn't it? But it's not getting you ultimately to where you want to go. It's keeping you stuck in that space. So we need to work out what the real actions are that sit behind this plan and these steps. So again, let's write the word actions between plan and dreams, or dream that you've got. It's starting to look a little bit more complete now. We've got actions happening over here. Okay. And when we work out the actions, it's a great time to really think about habits. And that might be habits that we've formed over periods of time. And it might be thinking about how do we break certain habits that we've got into? Or how do we break away from perhaps limiting beliefs that are keeping us stuck? And it's also about thinking about the habits that we need to shift towards as well, or the ones that we need to create or form for the first time. And by breaking those habits down and keeping them as clear and simple as possible and making them as easy for our brains to understand, and breaking it down to the smallest step we could possibly take to move in that direction, that's the way to really get us started and get us to sort of show up consistently for those actions. Because when we make those actions huge, we'll quickly lose momentum and motivation. It'll be too hard to show up for all the time. So by keeping them small, by building on that reward system, by seeing that we're actually achieving those small actions that we're setting for ourselves, it's how we reinforce our brains to actually get rewarded and give ourselves that recognition for the progress that we're making. And it keeps rewarding that way of thinking, and then we will want to take those next actions as well. So it would be easy to think that we would join the arrow up like this, and then we'd complete our circle. So we're going from our plan through to our dream again by completing those actions. When we do that, that's great. We've got a plan. My clients will always walk away with a plan broken down into manageable steps that they can easily show up for. And the result is that they don't stay stuck, and instead they can achieve those dreams, those secret dreams that they haven't actually shared with anybody else as yet. But actually, I don't want you to complete your circle like that, because we can then go back straight to that procrastination. So actually your final arrow almost comes back up to the top of the model. So back up to our header of turning our dreams into results. So when we've got our plan in place over here, and we start taking these actions, we actually don't want to go straight back into dream mode. We want to go into consistent action taking, step by step by step by step. So we're actually starting to turn those dreams into results. And you can use this model for any time that you want to start something new in your life. It can really help you keep things on track. So that is my model that I use with my clients on a regular basis. And like I say, it means they don't stay stuck. They're always moving forwards. And, yes, it might be a secret, but I thought I'd share it with you tonight, because I think it's really important that actually, if I can help you move forward in some small way, that I can do that for you. And so by sharing my model, and I'll probably share more of them over the weeks as well, I'll help you really just get to see behind the scenes in my business as well, and get to know some of the tools that I might use if you have any coaching sessions with me. And I'd like to think that I'm modelling, see what I did there, I'm modelling, actually taking action as well, because this is something that I actually really only put pen to paper to recently, just gathering my thoughts of what actually I use on a regular basis in coaching sessions. So I like to think that I also do model what I actually encourage you guys to do on a regular basis as well. So I am going to go into a mindfulness session in just a moment as well. But if you would like to help me bring your dreams to life, if you want some support, if you'd like me to walk side by side with you while you actually work on something between now and the end of the year, I do have a couple of spaces to do that one-to-one. But equally, I have an exciting offer dropping next Wednesday. But I wanted to just come on early and say, as a thank you for being in my world already, for following my Facebook page, or might be my Instagram or LinkedIn profiles, just drop me a DM if you're interested in working with me, and I'll release the details early to you. Just pop me either a message in this chat at the bottom in the comments, or direct message me, or drop me an email at lynn@lynnpeterscoaching.com, because I've helped so far more than 50 clients prioritise themselves, help them really cut through the overwhelm of their busy lives and rediscover their happiness and their reason for springing out of bed in the morning. So if you'd like to be one of those clients that are supported in that way, then, and you feel ready to work with me, then just drop me a DM and let's chat. Let's see how I can best support you between now and the end of the year. And I would love to do that for you. So let me just switch from that into really getting us to think about how do we get some more time and space. So how do we really bring this plan to life. So I'm going to take us into a bit of a visualization exercise now. So just get comfy, just really start to shrug off the stresses and strains of the day. If you've never taken part in a mindfulness or breathwork session before, then this may feel a little strange for you. Just go with the flow, give yourself permission to feel really a little bit uncomfortable and to sit in that unfamiliarity for a few moments, safe in the knowledge that you're held within a safe space here and that you always remain in control. You can open your eyes at any point or choose never to close them in the first place if you wish to. So let's begin with settling into our space around us. If you're sitting, just making sure you've got your feet placed firmly on the floor, getting comfortable. If you've maybe got your feet up, just making sure they're resting nice and securely wherever you're sitting, so you feel held wherever you're sitting. And when you feel that way, just sitting up lovely and straight, feeling like you've got an invisible cord running up through your spine, up through the top of your head and coming out the top, pulling you up towards the ceiling. So just feeling that you are safe, secure and grounded. And let's begin. We're aiming for a gentle, relaxed state rather than sleepiness during this session. So you should find yourself feeling sleepy or just have a little wiggle and come back to your visualization. If you're comfortable to close your eyes, I invite you to do so now. If you prefer to keep them open, then please just soften your gaze to around a foot in front of you and make sure you're switched off or turned away from any distractions. So taking a lovely deep breath in and releasing all the stresses and strains and tensions of your day on your exhale. And on your next inhale, beginning to allow yourself to notice that future dream that you want to walk towards, the one that you've had hidden away for a while. What do you want that to be? Just bringing that in on the inhale. Using it to position your future happiness front and center before you. And on this exhale, finally letting go. Letting those old limiting beliefs just stay behind you. Leaving them in this session if you're ready to do so. Inhaling, walking towards that pinprick of light in your future. That light that shows your blossoming dreams, your future happiness. Goal that you would love to achieve. Exhaling now, walking away from old beliefs and those habits that have kept you stuck and maybe even unhappy. One last inhale and exhale. And now letting your breathing just return to its natural rhythm. Dreams, like plants, need regular nurturing and attention. They need the right conditions to grow and thrive. Regular checking in on, picturing your overarching long-term goal this time next year, how you would like to feel and be. Now visually notice how you can make progress towards it. What needs to look and feel different for you? How do you need to be different? Let's explore that further. Imagine now a beam of light has appeared in this picture, this vision you have of your goal and your dream in the future, and it's safely transporting you to this time next year, where you can see yourself having achieved that goal that you set for a year's time. I'd like you to sit in this space and just notice what's different about this version of you. What can you see around you? What might you be able to hear? What feels different? How did you know you were successful? What have you celebrated along the way? And how are you celebrating achieving your success, that overarching goal? Just pausing here and allowing yourself to let the mind wander to all those possibilities. And noticing that same beam of light reappearing and bringing you back safely to the end of this year, to New Year's Eve, if you will. What would you like to be celebrating on New Year's Eve that will have got you one step closer to the overarching goal? You now have that clearly defined. You know what you saw. You thought about how you would be feeling. So fast forwarding to New Year's Eve this year, what can you notice that needs to be different that will help you get there? Noticing that beam of light glowing in your picture once again, bringing you back to this evening, and bring it with it, those thoughts, feelings, emotions from this time next year and from New Year's Eve in 2023. And along with it, bringing the knowledge that you can achieve whatever you set out to. Just settling it here and gathering those thoughts and feelings to you. Now I'm inviting you to think of the very first, smallest step you can take towards this new goal or this dream of this life that you want to change. That smallest step that you can think of to move you one step closer towards it. The one that will make that pinprick of light grow stronger. The one that's possibly been nagging at your subconscious for a while. This is the time to give it room to breathe, space to arrive in. It's time to let it be. Settling in on that step with no worries as to whether it's the right one, just allowing it to be there as your starting point, your mini destination to dial into your internal dreams, sat-nav, if you will. What needs to be different for this first step to happen? When's the earliest you can start walking towards your future self? Who needs to know and who needs to support you? Just pausing here and allowing those thoughts to settle. That same beam of light is bringing you back right now into the present moment, bringing with you that feeling of what success will look like for you, that clear image in your mind that you can tap into along your journey at any point, just like a photo that captures a moment in time. Don't hide it away. Keep it out and look at it often. Create yourself a vision board if that's something that will help keep it alive and raise the importance in your subconscious. Taking a final deep breath in, breathing in energy, courage and purpose. And exhaling, letting go of any residual doubt, negative self-talk and old limiting beliefs. You're able to leave them right here, should you choose to. Having a little wiggle and a stretch and slowly refocusing, gently blinking open your eyes and settling back into the room. I'd love to know how that journey into your future was for you. Capture any thoughts about what you noticed, either here in the comments, drop me a DM, or if you journal, capture them tonight in your journal. Whatever you saw in your future, just know that you have that ability to make it real. Use that plan, that model that we actually go through tonight to bring it to life for yourself. Thank you for joining me tonight, and also on replay, if you're watching this on replay. As I said, pop any questions in the chat if you want me to answer anything, or if you have any questions around how you can work with me. Again, just drop me a DM or drop it in the comments and I will happily reach out to you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Take care. Speak soon. Bye.